So, what does brain spotting look like? What is the experience of to go through a brain spotting session? It can look different for different people. I'm gonna go through a light session with myself, just to show some of the steps that's covered, and then you can talk to your own clinician once you find them to go over to learn their process. So, when it comes to brain spotting, or the idea behind brain spotting is that we're locating a central spot for our visual field. And so, what would happen is that I might find somewhere in my visual field here, and what I'm going to do is for the sake of an example, I'm going to make sure I'm going to put the visual field right in front of the camera. That way, I'm focusing here, right? As I'm focusing, what is going to happen is I'm going to create a connection. I'm going to find my connection with this memory. And so whatever this thing is that may be challenging me at this time, and I'm going to come at this from a standpoint of an athlete. I enjoy biking, and so I'm just going to imagine if for some reason I had a fear of biking. That would take so much away from me. A lot of my autonomy, a lot of my freedom, a lot of my creativity comes through me biking and what I experience while I bike. And so to lose that, I can only imagine how traumatic or how detrimental that would be to my development. And so I'm going to start with that. If I were a client working with, me Jamal, I can no longer bike and I need to bike again. This is my thing, right? And so their experience would look a little bit like this. I would come in and I would say, hey, I want to do brain spotting on biking. I really miss biking. This is something that I truly cherished. It meant so much to me. I can remember times growing up as a kid biking and being able to connect with my friends through biking. And it's just so important to me. And I haven't been able to do it because of this incident that I had. And so I might ask this person, like, hey, could you maybe tell me more about this incident? This seems like the trauma or the stress that we need to focus on. And so let's go more into this distress. And as we go further into that distress, what typically happens is like we've talked about the body multiple times, the body becomes more anxious, the body becomes more distressed. And so again, the body keeps the score. So when I'm going through this experience, as I get closer to this experience, as it becomes more real, as it becomes more present for me, my body is going to feel that. And so typically when thinking about something, even if you're thinking about cake or going on a vacation, when you think about it lightly, you might think on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being the strongest, like you can feel and taste the cake, and 0 being like, just I don't get anything, there's no feeling. I don't even know what color the cake is. We want to get you to a point where there's some type of association with that cake. So maybe you're thinking, oh, it's a pink cake and it's 3 layers and it's this. And so the same thing with my bike incident. I'm gonna go through, oh, I can remember, crossing the street and seeing this car in my peripheral and thinking at that very moment, there's nothing I could do. I'm gonna get hit, right? And sitting with that thought, right, that fear that I feel in my chest, what is that, right? It feels strong. So maybe that 0 of like not tasting the cake at all, not even thinking about this incident, I'm starting to think about it. So maybe it's like a 3 or a 4 on the scale of 0 to 10. So there is some kind of connection there. I'm feeling some fear. My breathing is becoming more shallow. And once I get there, that's the time that I'm going to find a visual field that corresponds with that moment. That moment that I saw that car in my peripheral. Let's find that spot, right? And as we scan our visual field and find that spot, when I lock on to this, I sit and allow myself to process. That fear I felt that day. I actually had been telling myself that it was dangerous and I needed to wear more protective gear, right? As we sit and process, we understand that it wasn't just that moment that affected us. It was so many moments before that I told myself that I needed to wear more gear, or I said that maybe I shouldn't take this street anymore, or I said that this is dangerous, right? Maybe I should try this differently. Those are the parts that go into this distress. Those are the parts that go into this trauma. Because it's not just the incident, it's the things that we told ourselves weeks before, minutes before, or the feelings that we had that we ignored. That's what makes us ask ourselves, why did I deserve this? Why didn't I do this? I should have just done this. I should have gone a different way. I should have looked differently. I should have done this. And so when we're able to get to that point and process it and see everything from an observational standpoint, more objective, instead of being subjective and blaming ourselves and being critical of ourselves, we're able to understand that we are human. We make mistakes. And things, experiences that we have those, and we move on. And as soon as we're able to get to that point, that's when we start to process past the trauma. As soon as I got to the point where I understand that I live in Portland, people get hit by cars often. Thankfully, this person was driving 10 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. I have this damage, you know? But what we want to do is we want to be able to see that it wasn't just the issue. It was those things I told myself before, during, and after. It was those things I thought before, during, and after that really made this experience stick with me in a way that I couldn't just process it. I couldn't get through it. And by brain spotting, you're able to sit with that. We're able to take this prefrontal cortex offline, channel ourselves back into that memory, into that space, and allow yourself, your brain, and truly, it's the brain. Your brain will get you through it. As a counselor, I don't do the work. I facilitate the space for your brain to take you through. I found a spot where your body feels comfortable to allow you access. And then your brain navigates us through the roadmap of where we need to go to heal. That's brain spotting. Thanks.